I first started my YouTube channel, in the first video it asks you a question, and that's not an invitation to watch the first video. In fact, I'm begging you, do not watch my first video. But if you already have, then you know in the BookTube newbie tag, one of the questions is, what do you expect to be the hardest part of having your channel? And of course, I meekly said, oh, I think you'll be posting this video because I'm terrified. And it's still terrifying, but not the hardest thing. The hardest thing is taking a shower before your video so that people don't know that you've been laying on your couch for 5 hours reading books with your cats. But that's where I was about 30 minutes ago, and then I decided to film this tag. I was actually tagged a while ago by Serena at A Wandering Mind. As I explain in almost every one of the tags that I put up, I am always super behind on tags. I have like so much ambition to do them. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do them all. I'm really lucky. I get tagged in really good tags or like people's original tags, and it's awesome. Like, I want to do them all, but I am slow and I am lazy and I procrastinate. And whilst reading for literally, I have been reading for 5 hours. I wasn't being hyperbolic there. I actually had been reading for 5 hours. Turtles All the Way Down, by the way, was amazing. I realized, oh my god, I could have been all day making 20 to 30 minute videos and catching up on tags. And then I looked down at myself and the cats like scattered across my body, and I realized I still had time. So I hopped in the shower. That was a really long jaunt to say. I looked at my tag list and I remembered that Serena had tagged me in this tag, and that I was really excited to do it. I'm now clean, well-groomed, and I am ready to do this tag. And this is the Reader Habits tag. Now, the original tagger I actually could not find, and I was able to find someone who mentions the name of the tag. I will have her listed down below, but before that, I can't find another person. So if you created this tag, please let me know, but I believe that the name of the original tagger is the Book.Ts, and I don't know if they have a channel anymore. Apart from that debacle, this seems like a really fun tag. So here we go. Question 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yes, I do. I either read on my big couch. I guess I'll just like insert a video of me reading on my couch or something because I don't want to move. I'm very stationary and I'm wearing Pokemon pajama pants. I'm just gonna stay still. When it gets too hot out there though, I do turn on the air conditioning in here, and I actually don't read on this couch. I actually read on my giant Snorlax. I drag that all around the house, but I mostly keep it in here, and so I will keep it next to my bookshelf and I'll be found reading there pretty often as well. 2. Bookmarks or random pieces of paper? I use both. I have bookmarks. I actually have a lot of really cool bookmarks. I got like owl crate bookmarks, wooden bookmarks, Star Wars bookmarks, prom. I do have magnetic bookmarks that I have been using much more often, and for all of my graphic novels, I do use the magnetic bookmarks. 3. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop on a chapter or stop at a certain amount of pages? I do like to stop on chapters just because it's a clear-cut ending, but all the time I'll get distracted from a book, or I'll have to go do something, or I'll be in a hurry, and I will just stop on a random page. Especially if I'm at work, because I read at work a lot, I'll have to set the book down pretty quickly. 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? Yes. I am so sorry, Rachel Marie. I've let you down in this regard, and I hope you still love me. But I do. I both eat and drink while reading. I'm not about to have like spaghetti and meatballs next to my favorite book or anything, but I'll eat cereal and have a book off to the side. I will be drinking tea constantly while reading a book. Like, that's like a thing I do. It's like ritualistic. It's habitual to drink tea while reading books. So I do. I do it quite often, and I also bring books to restaurants too. It's all a mess, but it's not a mess. I'm a very clean eater. I don't even need napkins half the time. I'm rambling and I sound guiltier than I am. My books are all very clean. 5. Multitasking. Do you listen to music or watch movies or television while reading books? No. For several different reasons. My first and primary reason, even if I didn't have my other reasons, this would still prevent me is I have dyslexia, and when I hear words at the same time as I'm looking at words, there's so much repetition that needs to go into me recognizing a word for what it is that hearing another word in the background can actually hinder my reading, not just in that moment, but it can actually, like, it can mess with what that word will mean to me in the future. I do like to keep it really quiet when I'm reading. And then I'm also easily distracted. And then it comes down to, like, if I'm watching a movie, I'm actually very much so in it. Like, I am paying a heavy amount of attention. I don't like to get up during movies. I don't like when other people talk during movies. I like to very much so immerse myself within whatever I'm watching. And so that can kind of come into it as well. Question 6. One book at a time or several books at once? I like reading several books at once. I don't mean that in the literal sense, definitely figurative as well. Definitely not a cyborg. However, I do like to read kind of based off of my mood. I'm not exactly a mood reader because I can keep to somewhat of a regimen. I like to have a little bit of structure to what I'm reading, but I have several books that are options for me that I will finish. So in this case, I'm doing the N.E.W.Ts readathon right now, and I'm currently reading Little and Lion, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and I also just finished Turtles All the Way Down. Whichever one is catching my interest, I'll definitely read more. Sometimes I only get a few pages into one book and will finish the other, but I like having options and I definitely use those options. 7. Reading at home or everywhere else. I do bring a book just about everywhere I go, whether it's appropriate or not, but the majority of the time I am at home, so that kind of comes down to how often am I in one place and in another, and I am most often at home. 8. Reading out loud or silently to yourself. Sometimes I do need to sound out words and it's a lot easier if I say them quietly to myself, and then I do practice reading out loud. A lot of the times I will read out loud to my little sister or pieces of articles out loud, and that is kind of just to help myself and to keep my confidence up and to have the words be structured on my lips and not always just in my head, and it kind of helps me with recorrection. So I do both. I feel like I'm answering both for a lot of these, and I feel like that's also cheating. 9. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I will look, if it's a middle grade book, I like looking at the chapter names. I'll mark a chapter name page that sounds really exciting so I can like get there, but I won't skip things over. 10. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I don't try and break the spine. It's not like doing book yoga. Like, these are 2 books I've been reading since I could read. The spines are really bad, but I didn't do this on purpose. I've just had them for a really long time. It's part of the reason I like hardcover books. That's not where those go. I'll fix that later. It doesn't make my shelf look as crisp, but it kind of gives it like a magical vibe, so I don't know. I don't even think that was the question. It's not that I like breaking spines. Came here to read books and break spines, and all my spines are already broken. Anyway, 11. Do you write in your books? Sometimes, yes I do. I really like Chloe from Books with Chloe's annotation process. She has an entire video on it. I will have that link down below. It made me really want to try it out. I know a lot of people use the different colored tabs. Since I like schedules, I like structure. For me, that might actually be fun and I might give it a try, but for now, I write in my books. And question 12 is, who do you tag? From what I can tell, none of the people I plan on tagging have been tagged yet. So that's awesome. I'm going to tag Olivia at Books with Winchester. If you guys have not checked out Olivia's channel, she makes me want to read classics all the time. I've picked up some books that I plan on reading this fall, and they're all classics. And it's pretty much exclusively to her. She has a really sweet presence. She's gorgeous. I just really love her channel, and I highly recommend you watching some of her videos. You won't go back. You'll watch some of them and you will realize, like, you need them in your life. I am tagging you, Olivia. I'm also tagging Kaylee at Dog-Eared Books. Her title name alone makes me adore her, but her videos are adorable as well. She does quite a few tag videos. They're really fun to watch, and considering it talks about bookmarks as one of these questions, it kind of begs me to tag her in it. I'm also tagging Lyra at leiraklewis. Oh my gosh, Lyra is one of my all-time favorite booktubers. Hands down, I have so many good conversations with her. She is also dyslexic. I feel like she speaks directly to my soul helpful when she is explaining what dyslexia is, how she lives with it. She gives a lot of knowledge back so that people have a better understanding. All of her videos are so much fun. She also does a lot of different videos. She actually does very like structured layout videos. She can help you with reading, writing, gaining knowledge. Her range in content is really amazing, and I think she has me fully convinced at this point that she is indeed a mermaid. And Lyra, you are tagged. Then I have Honeybee Books. Honeybee Books is one of the newer booktubers I added. Oh my gosh, I can't. Her videos are so much fun. Like, this girl is so quirky and hilarious, has so much camera confidence that I have not watched one of her videos once where I have not cracked up. Even in like her first video where there's usually like shy and quiet and like, hi, welcome to my channel. She was none of those quiet, meek things. She was insane and it was hilarious, and I've enjoyed her content ever since. Honeybee Books, you are also tagged. Then finally I have Caitlin from Just Another Story. Caitlin is so sweet. I love her videos. She is honest. She will say exactly how much she dislikes or loves a book. I recommend you hearing what she has to say because she says it proudly and she says it well. So I hope you enjoyed this tag. I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you again, Serena at A Wandering Mind, for tagging me in this, and I hope you're enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are. Until next time, bye! Oh, that reminds me. I actually had a dream about Maggie Stiefvater the other night. It was last night. She was talking to Nick from N.E.W.Ts, who's a Pokemon Go channel, by the way, that has nothing to do with this channel. But I was trying to talk Nick, who I've never actually had an interaction with in my life. I was trying to talk him into introducing me to Maggie, and this doesn't actually have anything to do with this tag. How did I even get here?